back with Oscar. Nja kumusaba ababuuzeeko ate tugende mu maaso eby'okwogerako tulina bingi.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, everyone who is tuning on. Thank you very much for joining us on the Command Keto podcast. We are here every Friday to give you the latest in football news and anything in regards to football. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Yes, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Tukomyewo era tujja kuba tukola both English and Luganda because we have viewers that understand English and those that understand
Luganda.
Yeah, so we'll be mixing
Our
up.
people from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Batera okunsanga ngamba olumu omuteeka mu luzungu ffe bituleka.
Yeah, it's understandable.
We need to accommodate all audience. So because last time we had guys from Cameroon telling us we are from Cameroon and we are watching you, so nabo baba beetaaga okumanya bye twogera since they are our fans. So well, Oscar, the week has been pretty busy. There's a lot of topics to talk about, but of course, transfers are the biggest news. So, tugenda kutandika ndowooza ne Liverpool badde mu mawulire this week.
Gy'osabye tutandikire oba?
So simanyi gw'oyagala tutandikire.
Wabula, anyway, katandike ne Liverpool. Tukijja mu ddiiro and we know that nakyo kiwedde because me I'm not happy.
Yeah, you're not happy. Well, Liverpool amawulire gaagenda ne gavaayo awo. You're in for Isak, and I don't think Newcastle really took the news very well. And they immediately told you to back off. Isak, Baba Gamba is not for sale. Well, definitely Liverpool yajja with a strategy of giving a clear plan of what they want to do. So they were very clear. We are ready to pay the record fee if you're willing to sell. Then Newcastle government no, tetutunda omusambi tetumutunda. So Liverpool immediately they bidding for Ekitike. Remember Newcastle yali bidding but bid yabwe yasaba rejecting, and immediately they pulled out. I think they were not happy. Really, Liverpool bullied them. Teyabalekera chances nyingi because kwegamba Liverpool yalinga egamba nti you either give us Isak or we take your target. So Newcastle immediately pulled out. So change kubuuza first of all, because me Zenganze, I never really wanted Isak to go to Liverpool. I think that will be the title wrapped up for Liverpool. I swear down. This is Deo. Good to have Deo. I finally got a Ugandan here. Good to have you, Deo, here. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe and like. Well, Newcastle yavaamu mu lwokaano lw'okusayininga Ekitike. So far, amawulire nga bwe gagamba. Liverpool immediately negenda and as things stand, mulinga nga abagenda okumusayininga at 8 million, if I'm quoting the fee right. 80 million, right?
Yeah.
So I would like to
80
know
million pounds.
what are your thoughts on the fee, and and the potential arrival of Ekitike?
Kale, thank you. Let me
Dale
just go
is
right ahead and
asking,
say,
before you start, Dale is asking, how can I push this channel to the top? Yeah, kindly just like the videos, continue liking,
share the
share,
link.
friends, and yeah, that is the only way you can really push us. We appreciate you watching. I don't know where you're watching from, but we are glad that you're tuning in. Well, Oscar, the mic is yours. Please tell us about that
Yes.
transfer.
Yes, let me just go ahead and say that as a Liverpool fan, I am not impressed. I'm not happy that we are getting Ekitike.
Mm,
Kantandikide, Jawatandikide on Isak. Kunze Ndaba, where Liverpool is right now, you won the league. So
mm,
the hope is that you're maintaining Mugena competing at least for the foreseeable future. Competing Mulababa Mswakwangula UCL or probably retaining the trophy even. That is, I believe, the aim now. So you
yeah,
go ahead and then you put down you make sure that of the three main players, at least two sign the contracts, to keep them at the club in Van Dijk and Salah. Then the making sure to move now a what a statement signing move Florian Wirtz. You get it? Areas
yeah,
that at least seem like it's areas that are really needy. Then you're trying to get a center back in what Matt Gehi. Matt Gehi. Then you get in your wing, your fullback. Uh, then of course you try also to get in a striker. Unfortunately, you lose Jota. Now in this situation, Zendavid Dalanga, Jota was this striker that you can rely on him. Naye numbers ze was a bit shaky. Okitegeera, eh? You could rely on him nti asobola kuzanya across the forward line. Okitegeera, eh? But
yeah,
besides Salah at the club, he's the second guy that you like to have in a deadly situation. Oyo Jota. Kati Jota taliwo. Kati saawa zino tusigaza Nunez as the option. So
yeah,
where things stand, wongamba nti you're going in for a striker.
mm,
Ne mungamba mugenda gula Hugo Ekitike. Obwedda
mm,
ndi kutunuulira wano stats ze. This is one person who has three assists. Assists is not the reason why bamuleeta. Bamuleeta for goals kubanga twetaaga amagolo in that nine position, striking position. Ekitegeera, eh?
yeah,
This guy's numbers are not any different from what? From Nunez. Ate akola ki azanyira mu Bundesliga. He has 15 goals in Bundesliga. Okitegeera. Those
yeah,
are those are Nunez stats. Okitegeera, eh?
yeah,
So nze ndabira ddala nga if Jota or Jota taliwo, so unfortunately, you should
mm,
be going for a striker who is going to first of all lift the burden of Salah, but also is going to contribute those mega goals. Okitegeera, eh?
yeah,
So nze ndabira ddala nga Ekitike is a gamble. Of course, a gamble where we are not certain of the future, but we determine the future by what historically has been happening, especially mu mpira. So
mm,
nze ndabira ddala nga is a gamble, and I've always said it, is a gamble. Naye w'otunuuliranga Isaac, w'ogamba mbu Isaac tali like he's not for sale. There's no one who is not for sale.
yeah,
Nkuwulira this 120 gye tuwulira, it is just ngambo Liverpool ze yataddeyo mu mawulire just for Newcastle to know that we actually have intent of signing omuzannyi ono. That is
mm,
actually the intention.
yeah,
Naye Liverpool yandigenza ahead to break the bank kubanga tebalinayo omusambi omulala unless they are trying to tell us that we should actually sort of forget about the EPL this season. Okitegeera. Kubanga the thing is that chances of actually Isak of clicking, it's like 90% chance of clicking and 10% of failing. Naye bw'oleeta Hugo Ekitike oli kuleeta omwana omuto mu liigi empya, it's not like as if it's like the strongest. Yeah, okitegeera, eh? Ate ne goalo ze, it's not like as if they are up there. Okitegeera. So kunze ndabira ddala nga it's a huge gamble. It's a huge gamble. And then the price. Omanyi Najerega Chelsea kugula Yao Pedro at 70. Hey, club Jampagira, they just went ahead and just destroyed the number and put it at 80. So the thing is that Liverpool cannot take your bid. Naye, as it stands, they are expected to actually put a bid to Frankfurt to actually buy the player. So for me, as things stand, siri musanyufu nnyo naye of course ng'omuntu you can be wrong, so I stand to be corrected if actually the guy clicks. Naye as things stand right now, I really feel that it's a huge gamble. Ekitike is a huge gamble, and at that price, oh, I better be wrong, because if I'm right, it's going to backfire in our faces so badly. Yeah, so that's why I stand with that transfer.
Well, personally, I don't believe Ekitike is better than Darwin Nunes, honestly.
Mm.
He's had a good season in Bundesliga, but that's still average. 23, 15 goals in Bundesliga, right?
15 goals in Bundesliga, about 3 assists.
Mm.
That is just Bundesliga alone. Yeah, because if I look at his stats here, that's actually what it's telling me.
He had around 23 GA.
Yes, something like that. And for me, when I'm talking about a striker, I don't want to hear about GA. I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about goals. When we're
You're
talking
buying
about Haaland,
goals.
yes, when I'm talking about Haaland, I don't hear that GA business. I talk about the 53 goals that he has scored in a calendar year. You get it? When I'm talking about Isak, I'm talking about the goals that he has scored. I don't want to. If he gives me assists, hallelujah, thank you. But if he's not giving me goals and he's giving me about 20 assists, no, he's not doing his job. Now, that for me, that's how I look at a striker. That's how I look at a striker. So if
Mm.
you're a striker, if you're for example a fullback, and you're giving me 10 assists or 15 assists in a season, but your wing is a highway where we are just conceding goals from. In my eyes, you're not doing your job. I mean, you look so lavish going ahead in front, but I mean, your job is to defend. That's your first job. Then you now start telling us about how you are forward thinking and all that. You get it? So for
Yeah.
me, that's how I gauge a striker. So when I look at Ekitike, I believe Ekitike, if he was being bought to be maybe an understudy of Salah or someone to play across, like how Jota was playing, I would understand. You're like, you know what? It's like if you tell me that we bought Florian Wirtz and you're telling me he's actually going to be our striker with his numbers of goals and his assists. No, I'm like, no, that is actually not right. You get it? So
Yeah.
in my eyes, as a striker, it is about goals. Give me the goals, then we can discuss other things. Yeah.
Well, Liverpool is buying players at such a high price tag, Florian Wirtz
Mm,
himself, he'll have a lot of pressure on his back. He has a
yeah.
huge price tag on his back, man. He came on
Mm, mm.
150, right?
It was about something close to 100 or 90 something pound, but then with add-ons it goes to 116.
So, meaning, if you add on another 80 million striker, they will have
Yeah.
to deliver. They will have to, because
Yeah.
Premier League, man, it's different gravy, it's different level. You don't
Yeah.
competing against high level defenders. Well, I've not watched him so much. I don't
Mm,
really know how good he is, but I understand
mm.
he came from PSG. He wasn't a starter by then, uh,
No.
because Frankfurt is so good at doing good business with strikers. They got him from PSG, and now he's going for 80 million. I've been
Mm,
looking in the previous sales they have done, strikers only,
mm, mm.
and it is really fascinating. I mean, they got Kolmwani on free and they sold him to PSG for 90M.
Wow.
Can you imagine? They got Mosh at around 10M. He went for 80 to Manchester City.
It was about 60, 64, 67, 64,
Yeah.
64. Yeah.
Then they sold Luka Jovic to Real
To Madrid.
Madrid around
Yeah.
50. Man, they're so good. I think
Yeah.
Frankfurt compares to Dortmund and Benfica in selling players,
Mm.
man. They they know
mm,
how to do business. So, well,
yeah,
regardless, Ekitike is getting a good transfer. I mean, that's a level up. You can't argue with that. But the question
yeah,
is,
yeah.
will he handle the level?
The,
Yeah,
the
handle the
pressure that comes with it.
yeah, because there's a question mark on his transfer. I don't think fans are pretty really satisfied with his transfer. Uh, just it
Mm.
compares to the likes of Madueke to Arsenal. Fans didn't really embrace the transfer. But then Liverpool have a good fan base. I know they will welcome him, they will love him, they will give him support.
Mm,
'Cause however much Darwin Nunes has been missing chances, they've been
mm.
supporting. They've been supporting the
Yeah,
guy. Yeah.
yeah,
But speaking of Darwin Nunes, he was likely to join Napoli, but the deal looks off.
yes.
So what's really going on? Is he because Saudi clubs, I understand they are uh, interested. Is he going to Saudi? Is he going to stay to Liverpool, or what is happening?
So when it comes to Nunez, Napoli initially were actually interested, but the news coming from Napoli is that they claim that the price is too high.
How
Napoli
much
actually have the money.
is demanding?
They signed a bid of about 50 to 55 million, but Liverpool is talking about in the range of 65. If I'm not mistaken, around 65 and above. So
So
that's where they rate him.
you guys are not willing to make a big loss, yeah? Because he
No,
came at around 80, 70.
around around 80 going to 90. He came around
And
80 going to 90.
you want 65. The guy, he hasn't been scoring goals, honestly. You want to
Now,
just
now, now, no. By the way, if I may, it's about now, before I talk about the Saudi clubs,
yes.
Nunez, the Nunez we saw at Benfica. It's not
Mm,
about the system. It's not about the system because I believe Liverpool's system actually suits Nunez. A system
mm,
where things get hard for him is where you are supposed to break down a low block. There, I can agree that. But most clubs in besides even the clubs that are relegated, promoted, clubs that are promoted, they actually do not just play a low block. They actually mix it up. They will mix a low block with trying to move forward and all that. So we can't say that all EPL clubs nowadays, things have changed a bit in EPL. So the thing is, Liverpool actually plays a brand of football, that fast football that actually suits him, of running into spaces. But I
mm,
believe Nunez's issue is actually mental. That is what I believe. Because the player we saw at Benfica, I believe is actually still in there. And I believe that's why Napoli would even go ahead with anything of trying to purchase such a player. I believe
mm,
that it's just mental. And hopefully, this will be the season when it will be unlocked, God willing. But the Saudi clubs actually have a different price. You get the Saudi clubs have a different price. If according to Liverpool and the reports coming from Liverpool, if your Saudi club wants him, the price is I think 10 or 20 million more. So it's around 85, I think,
mm.
for Nunez. Yes. So that is so probably they're also looking at the price and then also the salary that he will command because I believe such players when they're actually going to Saudi, they're not going for a cheap. Probably will be going for 200, 300, what? 300,000 per week. So
Mm.
that will probably be a lot of money, something to do at the level of probably 7 million or 10 million, per year. So they look at that as well. So yeah,
Well,
Nunez, I'm
if
hoping
I
that
may
he will
ask,
stay.
I
Hmm.
understand Luis Diaz, he wants to leave the club.
That's
So
news. And
will it really be a good idea for you guys to release two forward players in one window?
mm,
I mean, I might call it three because you lost Diego Jota already. So meaning,
mm,
if you if you let Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunes leave, those are three forward
mm,
players you've lost this summer. So meaning you will
yes.
have to at least sign two more.
I agree with that. About the Diaz saga, I believe it is a mixture of things. You see, Diaz is coming towards the end of his Liverpool contract. You get, eh?
Yes.
And
Mm.
the agents, I believe these agents also try to ramp up, the price of their, so that the players can get actually a good deal to keep the club at on edge. If the club can't give the player what the player is demanding or something close to what the player is demanding, then at least the agent has at least caused enough Kavuyo or some star to make sure that there are other clubs that can actually buy purchase the player. You get it? So I
Yeah.
believe that it's just something to do with what the player is demanding. I believe it must be around 55 or 75,000. That's where he is right now per week. Possibly he might be demanding a higher fee, or which rightfully so. Rightfully so. In my view, I feel like Liverpool should have actually got him to sign a new deal, actually a more lucrative deal, something close to probably 185 as
Mm.
this season was going on. Because actually they did the same to Jota. Jota was earning about 120 as when he was having a very good season. His his salary per week was actually increased, and he signed an extension. So I believe it's the same thing that they should have done about Diaz. I personally don't believe Diaz is leaving. I don't think he will leave. I believe he will actually get that contract and sign that contract. But if push comes to shove, asaze ogenda, waba
I
asaze
think
ogenda,
he has already
Liverpool
shown
will
of leaving. I think he wants to explore more
it's
opportunities.
fine.
Bayern
It's
and
fine.
Barcelona are showing interest. I think you've already
Olaba,
rejected Bayern's Munich's bid already, right?
yes, but it was rejected. And right now it's Liverpool that holds the cards.
Mm.
Kubanga, it's like the way how all about the Transpire Isak. Transpire
Mm.
Isak, it is Newcastle that holds the cards, but still the player can also still put in a transfer request. That one you
Yeah.
can't rule it out. Yes, but right now, considering the number of years of his current contract, Liverpool is the one that holds the card. Take it, right?
Yeah.
So if Liverpool decides and see there is no club that is bringing the amount of money that Liverpool wants, that to allow
Mm.
him to leave, Liverpool can keep him, but then next season, Liverpool would have already try to get a replacement. Same thing Chevakola ne money. Right?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
possibly Nemo January. Because for money, his replacement was brought in January. Right? Because he had already shown signs in Taga agenda. Right?
Yeah.
So if also Diaz does the same thing, Liverpool will set up a price to allow the player even to possibly talk to other clubs. Naenga Valesege, his replacement. Right? So
Yeah.
for the Diaz thing, I'm not worried at all. If Liverpool decides to sell him, they at least
Mm.
are sure that we're gonna get a replacement. And most likely, from what the news I'm hearing, it's still Mongambo, never Gamba. It might be Rodrigo, of which I wouldn't hate on that. That would not be a bad signing.
I assume if Rodrigo is to come, you guys will have to sell Luis Diaz, of course.
Yes, yeah, I'm saying if it's to come as a replacement,
Mm. That would be a good one.
yes, it will be a good one. It will
Ate
be a good
Madrid
one.
teseera Madrid omusambi bw'aba alaze interest egenda tetera kusala musambi.
uh,
They release.
eh, bakuyambe.
And so far clubs ezibadde zaagala okusayininga Rodrigo tezinnaba kubeera serious. So meaning Liverpool
Mm,
bw'enajja ssente ezirina ate
mm.
ndowooza babadde balaze nti nno bali serious mu katale. I think they can land Rodrigo honestly.
Yeah,
But
ekyo
then
kisoboka because
that will piss me off, man, as an Arsenal fan. It will piss me off.
lwakuba muba musigaza Martinelli.
Because I expected us to show a bit more ambition, you know. I expected Arsenal to go for
Mm,
Rigo. At least you go and
mm,
be, and maybe they just reject, but at least you
mm.
try to show ambition. But still,
Nigga, naye bagamba they are trying it for Eze. Bagamba
yeah,
they are trying it for Eze.
yeah, it's true they are seriously in for Eze, but I think the
Mm,
only thing that is making things a bit slow. I think Bata
mm,
is considering maybe a player and plus cash type of deal,
mm.
maybe, and Crystal Palace isn't maybe willing to do that.
Baga sente.
Yeah, they want money. So the
Mm.
deal is still okay, but yalesi yazze n'obukodyo obwo okudelayinga negotiations till you
Mm.
break, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a fan because it just leaves you in suspense. You never know when the deal is going to get done because apparently we don't even know if Gyökeres is done. Is he going to
Mm.
do a medical? We don't know.
Mm.
But well, is
Uh,
the sporting director. I mean, tetunatuuka
mm.
kwasa naye tugenda kutuuka waawo. Tubadde tukyamaliza ku
Mm.
Liverpool. Ekirala kye nabadde njagala okubuuza,
Mm.
Florian Wirtz yazze nga creative midfielder
Mm.
naye
Nga number 10.
nga number 10. Ebbanga
Mm.
lyendabidde Liverpool si ye ttiimu esambisa ennyo midfield honestly, naddala nga eri mu kulumba ng'eri on a transition.
Mm. Mm.
Florian Wirtz ku Leverkusen ne ku German bamuwa
Mm.
obuvunaanyizibwa obw'okusamba like with freedom,
Mm.
abeera n'eyo role eyo ey'okuba nga asobola okubeera
A
n'omupiira.
roaming.
Yes.
Mm.
Ku Liverpool esambira
Mm.
ku y'amaanyi like on a
Mm.
transition, kitegeeza ekozesa nnyo
Mm.
wings zino.
Mm.
Watson olowooza agenda kufaringa atya mu Liverpool? Will he
Kati
struggle?
eh,
Olowooza
nze
struggle
ndaba
okufitinga mu system?
that system nga weeri saa zino it is possible nti ayinza asobola struggling lwansonga w'otunuulira nga bw'okyogedde Liverpool etera okukozesa the wings so bw'oŋŋamba mbu you're coming in slowing down the game okujjako nga teams zetugenda zanya zigenda setting a low block nga tezitukiriza like to play that free flowing and speed and running game
Yeah,
okitegeera kati awo aba
yeah.
asobola ku controlling the game ate ekyo kijja kandikira ku slot yennyini to how he's going to set up waba
Yeah.
asazeewo nti we are going to play through gundi through bats okitegeera so I believe nti right now as it is set up bonna those new guys bajja struggling a bit they will have a few challenges naye I believe nti they will actually handle I believe they will handle
Ndi mu kulowoozaamu
mm.
engeri McAllister gy'asambamu si ye
Mm.
muntu nnyo discipline etuula. He likes going forward, and
Bravo.
I don't know. I consider him as a not so,
Yes.
but
Olaba mm.
emirundi gy'omulaba ng'agenze maaso, and by the way that's why he picks a lot of yellow cards kuba
Mm.
ali mu kurecoveringa and he's not the fastest, so bamukwata
Yeah.
nnyo out of position every time. So
Mm-hmm. Mm.
baba mu midfield, like a midfield of three, Gravenberch, McAllister and Wirtz, tekigenda kuba exposing nnyo.
Ekintu ekyo nsibe nkyogera wano Liverpool terina mukaaga like mu starting 11 as we speak temuli mukaaga naye mukaaga nze gwe mmanyi ali ku bench okitegeera actually bombi waliwo ono omwana this Spanish guy eyali on loan to I don't know club kene gundi in Spain omwana bamuyita naye omutegedde
Yeah.
yes abadde on loan oyo mukaaga gwe mmanyi n'ono mu Japan those are the two guys bemmanyi basobola kusamba mukaaga they can be disciplined ne batuula okitegeera naye si be balungi ennyo naye wakiri at least they have this positional sense okumanya nti nze mukaaga I'm supposed to protect the defense naye bano ba Gravenberch bano bonna bamunaana naye basobola kkiriza okugezaako okutuula naye tebalina position discipline okitegeera position
Why?
discipline eri ey'okudefendinga
Is it called Stefan? Is it Majestic or Majestic?
But yes, budgetage, yes, budgetage,
Yeah.
yes, budgetage. Oh, yeah, budgetage, yes, budgetage. Budgetage, the Japanese, the Japanese guy. Abo bokka be bamukaaga be tumanyi. Naye they are not starters. Okitegeera? They are not starters. So okujjako nga Slaughter tugamba nti is going to be flowing. Agenda zanya full throttle nga just azanya offensive teams agenda kukkiriza okola ki ne Wonteeba nze nja kukola ki nja ku outscoringa kujja nga kyatugamba then we shall allow that tumanyi tetulina mukaaga tulina okukola ki tulina obuteeba goolo 3 n'okudda waggulu
And that
okitegeera
football no longer works in Premier League.
no it doesn't kubanga waliyo games ezimu ojja kwesanga actually games ezo ezikunyiga ennyo ojja kusanga it is 1-0 nga tiimu eriri ekutebe kankuwa example West Ham Arsenal ojjukira West Ham yaza okuteeba naye Arsenal yali ekola ki yali mu half ya West Ham like almost
The whole game.
60% or almost the whole game bali mu
And
half
they
ya
lost.
gundi yes okitegeera so woba ngamba mbu and such games will be there especially mu second half of the league ezo games zigenda kubaawo ne mu UCL second half of the
Because of course
season
most teams will set up to just defend against Liverpool.
okulemesa yes baba basomye system yo nga bamanyi nti this is what we are to expect from Liverpool okitegeera so the thing is that at some point alina kitunulyamu agamba nti we need a six twetaaga mukaaga so we need to get a six yes kunze ndabira ddala nga okugyako defense mukaaga is actually a more pressing need okusingako ne striking
Yeah, it is
kunze
very, very important.
yes kubanga ndaba wetuba gundi midfield weba recover defensively ne gundi ne defense kenyini nga tulinayo of course Konate ne Van Dijk ne bana abalala be baguze I believe that gundi but the years Salah Nunez also about to say on Mars and things will actually work out and I thought that was actually my belief kubanga Jota were far I was like omanyi tulina okati Salah Nunez alinosigala there is no way ezo sente teryazirina tosobola gamba mbu ogenda tunda Nunez then after that ogule some star striker overloading strike oyo ne bwe tugula actually singa twali tutunze gundi Nunez then ne tugula Isak you can't tell me nti agenda zanya games zonna kitegeera weetaagayo omuntu agenda okujja like maybe a few games okuzanya maybe some 13 games in the season oba maybe omusavinga like 70th minute 65th minute kitegeere nga when things are okay yes so obeera weetaaga omuntu ng'oyo so as things stand right now Nunez tosobola mutunda naye we really needed that mukaaga kunze that's
Kati
how I looked at it
midfield 3 egenda kuba etya because nze we mba ndaba of course it is beautiful to watch on a good day ejja kubeera free flowing kuba technically Makarista and Gravenberch and Prats balungi nnyo but what about
tugenda mu maaso
you're playing a team that is so good on transition? For example, you play against Newcastle, they have Elanga, they have Gordon and Isak on transition, and you have only Gravenberch, who is not so good defensively. It will be a massacre, man. You'll concede a lot of goals, clearly. Because we saw it last season. You guys were exposed a lot. You conceded a lot of goals. It didn't matter whether you were playing at Anfield or away. You guys conceded so many goals. But one of the reasons why it happened, it was your midfield. Makarista enjoys going forward a lot. He doesn't have the discipline to sit. So meaning you'll need someone who has the discipline to handle that role. And I don't know if Anslot is looking in the market to get that person.
No, he is
Otherwise,
not.
you'll have
That does not even cross our minds. That has not even crossed the Liverpool hierarchy's mind, possibly. But possibly, I believe that it is also a case of looking at finances and seeing that okay, this guy did the job last season. Gravenberch did the job last season. Yes, he wasn't really that good, but he did the job. So for them, they're possibly thinking that maybe he might be slightly better at defense this season, but I still believe it's still going to be the same case. In my personal view, I still believe it's going to be the same situation, unless at some point he will have to incorporate one of those natural sixes. into the Liverpool setup, because Liverpool currently is set up, I believe, is going to play 4-2-3-1. That's what I believe. They're going to play 4-2-3-1.
with the
Now, if you're
number.
playing 4-2-3-1, yes, with the number 10, when you're playing 4-2-3-1, in my opinion, I believe you need that guy who is going to sit. You really need that guy who is going to sit. If not two, then at least you need to have that one guy who is really going to sit. So at the moment, we do not have anyone who has that position discipline who is the starting team as currently
Mm,
set up. So we just wait and see. On paper, everything people are talking about Liverpool looks good, but when the games start, unless teams start
different.
making mistakes, unless teams start making mistakes like the way Arsenal made mistakes and just allowed Liverpool to beat them by double digits to the trophy,
Yeah.
I really don't see what anything changing. I see those mistakes getting exposed. I don't mean to brag, but rarely am I wrong in football.
You see,
Rarely am I wrong, but I am really hoping that I'm wrong this time. Yeah,
there are so many football fans that judge football on paper. They look at things before even the ball is being kicked, and they make their
yeah,
predictions. Liverpool has signed this when we finished uh, behind City on 2 points. We,
yes,
we we felt we were close, and
yes,
every fan thought, I don't. Not only the fans, even Ateta said it when he was speaking at the end of the season that we can't
mm,
be satisfied. We'll go for more. We felt that next season will be better because
mm,
we were quite strong in that season. But then we saw
yeah,
what happened last season. The levels dropped, injuries. Like there's so many factors that really determine a team's season.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
injuries, then form. You don't expect Salah to really hit those numbers again. It will be a miracle.
We are really hope. Yes, yes, we are really hoping that he will hit those now.
Yeah, but there are
But
fans that don't see that.
talking
You say,
about Salah, hmm?
yeah,
Or if we are talking about Salah, Liverpool, if they are saying that they are not going to buy a proven striker to come in and play in their nine,
mm,
they need to consider the fact that the Salah's goals were actually the reason that Liverpool actually won this
won
title.
the league. Yeah,
Because
definitely.
just reduce those goals by even a quarter, Liverpool is
Mm,
not lifting this trophy. You get
yeah,
Liverpool not lifting this trophy. So if you have a nine who is taking that burden off him a bit, I
mm,
mean, you even give him the strength to try to even push for more and possibly even hit for possibly somewhere close to those numbers again. You
yeah.
get so
Mm.
let's wait and see. I can't definitively say that Liverpool is winning the title, because for me my biggest issue is that engine room, number six. That has
Yeah.
been my biggest issue for the last ever since Fabinho dropped and left. That
Mm.
has been a very big issue. It has been a very big issue, but let's wait and see.
Well, of course signings ze mwakoze nnungi naye
Mm,
of course they will need time to integrate into the system. The league is
yeah,
new. Nze
yeah.
ndowooza abawagizi abamu baba balina okukakkanamu excitement tubeera nani. It's very good to be excited about new players naye tosuubira nti omusambi eri level gy'abadde asambirako mu eri liigi gy'agenda okuleetamu eno liigi endala. It is totally
Mm,
different. Premier League eri
yeah,
totally
so right.
different. The level is
Yes,
very, very high mu Premier League.
yes,
Intensity ebeera
yes.
waggulu. Teams are very
Mm,
aggressive. They
yeah,
sit back. They frustrate you. So
yeah.
I advise fans to relax a bit, man. It's very
Mm,
good to be excited, but at least with cautious. Analyze the
you
game,
just have to be
get to
careful.
know what the players you've signed, what are they going to bring to the system. Kwanze
Yeah.
nze ndaba Liverpool ssaawa zino yes nnungi naye tennaba ku addressinga
Mm,
issues zenyini zerina ku addressing. When they get a DM and a striker, then yeah, I'll fancy them to defend the title. Naye bwe baba tebafunye DM, I think Guardiola will end it because we all know
Of course,
Guardiola.
that is our hope. Our our hope is that, and when we're talking actually about Man City in particular, we say
Mm,
all everyone say that we are not sure how the new signings will get incorporated into Guardiola's system. But if
mm,
history is anything to go by, of all these coaches, Guardiola is the sure bet. Spegera is the
yeah.
sure bet. Right now, no one is talking about him, but when the season starts,
Yeah,
things will be
for me,
different.
it's always my number one pick. Is always my
Mm,
number one pick. Nga season tenatandika.
mm,
Predicting Guardiola okutwala ekikopo because he's no one does it better than him. He's a better tactician. He knows how
mm.
to win games. He knows how to
Yeah.
put trick of over how many games just to get it done. So
Yeah.
ekisooka ye kye yasooka n'okukola signings ze yazikola mangu. Ttiimu efunye
Mango, yes.
pre-season bakubye FIFA Club World
Mm,
Cup. So bajja kgenda okutandika
mm.
season nga chemistry already weeri.
Really,
Ekyokubiri,
yeah.
there are things we know of certain. Haaland will score goals. That we know.
Exactly.
Osegeya.
Yes.
So meaning
Uh-huh.
ekyo Manchester City ebeera n'advantage nti Haaland ajja kubawa
True.
20 plus goals. You know?
Ate ne bano ba Savinho they are looking good. You know,
Yeah.
goals are going to be supplemented from all sides. Again.
Nze
So
ndowooza we are going to have a good title race next season. It's going to be pretty
yeah,
exciting. Yeah. It's going to
true,
be
true.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Closing on Liverpool. We have spoke about the first team and all that, but there are two players I want you to talk about. Guys that I feel are not happy.
Okay.
Harvey Elliott and
Okay.
Curtis Jones. World Cup is coming up. Those guys will have to. They will want to feature in the national team,
Mm,
but apparently they
yes.
are not starters anymore. I think they have
Mm,
never been considered starters at Liverpool. But I feel they are good players.
uh,
Personally, I feel they
mm,
can be
yeah.
starters in any Premier League team. Well,
Mm.
what is Liverpool really planning for these two guys? Are they looking to sell them? Are they are they
Uh,
in Ancelotti's plans?
I believe Curtis Jones in particular is in Slotty's plans because he's a backup to so many sports.
Mm,
If he's complaining, he can. I don't think his complaint should even be playing time because I believe he actually gets the playing time more than what Harvey Elliott. Because he needs to realize that there are those players in a team that are emergency players, players who are needed at particular points, and he has really done very well. I have issues, a bit of issues here and there with him, but I can't complain about his slotting in. As
yeah.
Curtis Jones, every time he slots into particular positions, he tries to deliver. And I believe that's one of the things that earned him a call to the national team, to the main team. Right now, he can't go back to the under level. So he's now someone who is who has to work on being a mainstay on the work or on the national team. And I believe he can still do it even as he's coming off the bench. But when we're talking about Elliot in particular,
Mm,
Elliot has clearly shown that he has he's now past playing in the under 20s. He's
yeah.
now past that level because I mean he clearly showed it with his performances in the previous tournament.
It was far
So
better than every.
yes, so him being in the plans of slot, I'm not sure about that, but that is one player that I've heard rumors about as someone who is going to be like an add-on if Liverpool is trying to get a player from another club. Let's say, for example, like Newcastle. If Newcastle is to sell, let's say, for example, Isak, maybe he would be
Mm,
like money plus Ellie. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But I believe that he can still get more opportunities because
yeah.
when I look at this Liverpool team,
Mm,
he's one of the people that I look at in terms of depth. He has been around for a while, so I look at him in terms of depth. He really needs to stay and fight for a position.
yeah.
That's what I believe. Yeah, he needs to decide that I'm going to be a 10 or I'm going to be this Salah's understudy. Or he needs to really decide because right now it seems like he's all over the place. Yeah.
Well, Liverpool ndowooza tumwogeddeko ekimala. Okugenda ku ttiimu endala, Manchester United.
Oh, hey, go on the comments azirabye.
Yeah, comments nzirabye. A lot of guys
Eh,
are saying Mbuemo will flop at United, but I don't think if Mbuemo is to flop at United, I don't think it will be on him. It will
mm,
largely be on Manchester United on how is they are going to really set up with Mbuemo and Cunha. Are they going to really
mm,
add more players? Are they going to fix
mm,
the problems we know they have? Their midfield is a
mm,
bit very weak to
mm,
compete.
mm,
But
mm,
I've read something on United before we came on, and Amrim was saying that they are looking to sign a striker in the next few weeks. But
mm,
they will have to, of course, make sales of the players. Uh,
mm,
we all know they want to sell Rashford, Anthony, and
mm, mm.
Garnacho. They are still up for sale,
Yeah.
though
Mm.
no one is showing really interest in buying them
And that is the issue. Mm,
because of the big salary, and also
mm,
um, they have not really been playing well, honestly. So you'll understand why there's no demand. I think it's Anthony and Rashford maybe who have had a good loan spell. Anthony at Betis. Betis, of course, wanted to sign him on a permanent. Uh, the fee
the
was
salary.
too high for them, so that's why
Mm,
can't sign for Betis. Ten Hag said, I like the player. I'm like a father to him. Blah blah blah. But so far we're not looking to sign. So
mm,
Leverkusen also is, of course, they are linked because Ten Hag is there, but they have not shown any interest. Well, on the other hand, Garnacho was very clear he wants to stay in the Premier League.
mm,
So uh, so far, I haven't seen any team that is linked to him. They are not
mm,
showing any interest. Uh, Rashford
mm,
is to push for a deal to Barcelona, but
mm,
more interested in joining Barca than Barca signing him. So it's the drama is still too much at United. Well,
mm,
the main point is they need to make sales before they buy any other more player because they have already spent a lot of money on Acuna and Mbuemo. Mbuemo has been
mm,
confirmed today as per Ornstein
mm.
and Fabrizio.
Yes.
His for is scheduled now this weekend. I feel
Okay.
people are crucifying him because of the price tag and everything, but I feel this price tag is justifiable. The guy is a
Mm,
proven Premier League player. He has had
mm.
uh, good seasons at Brentford. Actually,
Yeah.
he has scored all the United front three. That is a
Mm.
fact. And I feel in buying a player like Mbuemo, who's been
Yes.
good,
Yeah.
that is very justifiable. I don't know why really
Mm.
uh, I'm mad about it, but for me, I
Okay.
feel it's a good
Mm.
signing
Yeah.
in the wrong team. That's what I feel.
You just have to bring in the wrong team element. Eh?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
If
man,
let's
how many guys that have signed to United and they ended up flopping so bad.
I understand what you're saying, eh? But
Mm,
for anyone watching that is interested in Mbuemo or any Man U fan that is listening or watching, let me drop
mm,
this for you. My personal view, you would say that he will flop. My personal view about Mbuemo is that in all the top four teams, he would actually fit them so well. He's
yes.
this modern type of winger who,
Mm,
because you want a winger who is not one-sided and only sits on one place. This is a winger who is very willing to move to the left, very willing to stay on the right, and is willing to actually stay as a 10. And he's comfortable in all of them. Now, for those people who love stats, let me throw out for you stats from Mbuemo. Hmm?
Yeah, please.
Mbuemo in the season of 2021, 2022, he had 7 assists. This is not a striker, by the way. He had
He's
seven
doing.
assists and 9 goals. Okay?
Mm, yeah.
7 assists and 9 goals. Now, when we move into 2022, 2023 season, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, 2022, 2023 season, he had 8 assists, okay? And 9 goals. Slight improvement, okay?
Mm.
So we
And those
move
are
to
numbers,
2023.
by
They are good numbers. I mean, look at he's in an average team, you get it? But these are the
mm,
numbers that he's giving you. So we move to 2023, 2024. There he gives you 9 goals and 7 assists. Now, number one, he's consistent and he's still delivering. You get it? As a winger,
mm,
not as a striker. Now we
yeah.
move to 2024, the big 2024-2025 season. This is a guy who has 20 EPL goals, okay? And he has let me just confirm the assists here. Let me not use hearsay. People will start saying that I'm doing guesswork. He has 8 assists and 20 goals. This is someone who is scoring from the wing. But how is he scoring? He's scoring by coming in, he's scoring by being versatile. It
Yeah.
might be the wrong club because I mean, Manu is a mystery. Right now, we are not sure of what is going on with Manu, why players flop a lot. It's really a struggle, you get. But the guy is actually a guy who delivers, and the guy has shown that he doesn't dip. He actually does what? He stays constant, or he actually grows. So you get such a player
Let
at
me
that
ask you,
price.
Oscar,
Yes.
don't you think it could have been best if United actually went for both players, Mbuemo and Visa?
Yes, it would have been a good, but Newcastle, I mean, Brentford is not willing to sell both. Brentford says that it will have to really be crazy money for them to allow both to go. Because right now they are rating Wisa at around 30 million, but
Yeah.
he has only 1 year left on his contract. You get it? If Wisa
Mm,
has only 1 year left on his contract, you're not going to tell me that they are because they have really lost many players. They have lost Nogard in the middle. They are losing Mbuemo. They
they're
are
losing
losing
a lot
some
of
players.
people.
Their keeper, yeah, and I believe they got a better keeper, in my view. I believe they got a better keeper. But
Mm,
I mean, they are losing players left, right, and center. So you can't tell me that that what that he's doing that what he's or selling both will actually be an option for them. You will have to really give them crazy money for them to actually sell both. So for me,
mm,
Mbuemo, just with the stats that I've just given you right now,
mm,
Mbuemo is actually. I'm one guy who doesn't really. I believe my eyes more than stats, but
yeah.
that is one guy that I would admire to actually have when come to Liverpool. If he had come to Liverpool, that would be like. I mean, it would be like a new Jota for us, someone who can slot in anywhere and even play in the middle. You get possibly even be a replacement once in a while for Florian,
Oh,
but
mm,
well, that's for me. You see, there are players who have gone for some particular prices in this window that you really question because now Mbuemo is being brought in as a winger. So that means that you're not really necessarily looking at goals, you're looking at his assists and how we can actually fit into the system. I've just given you statistics right now of what
mm,
he's actually bringing on the table. But we are looking at people like Yao Pedro. Yao Pedro, I believe, is actually a winger. He's actually more like Gabriel Jesus. But he was
mm,
brought in as a striker for 70 million. My friend, that guy doesn't have the numbers. We're talking about Ekitike right now. 80 million. That's crazy money. You get it? And
yeah.
hopefully they will actually maybe their numbers will increase this season and more going ahead. But if we are to compare all of them who have gone for that price, Mbuemo is actually the best option because he's a winger, but he's actually coming in for 65 million pounds plus
And
6
Premier
million
League
in
proven.
add-ons. And he's Premier League proven. So
Mm,
Manu might have taken a while to get him on, but I believe he suits the position. He's versatile. He's okay with coming back to defense. I mean, come on. Manu fans, I don't know if these are Manu fans that are talking about him flopping. Maybe because we have seen players flopping at Manu. That is understandable. But
mm,
guys, this is a very good signing. I would be very happy actually if Liverpool had signed him. He's a very good signing. If Arsenal had actually signed him, whew,
they will
oh
be
man,
scared.
you guys, that would be Arsenal, Man City. Even Chelsea, man, that is a very good signing. That's a very good signing. So for me, that is my feeling about him. But you also talked about some of the players that Manu wants to bring in, like a striker, but they have
Mm,
to sell players. Those players, it's like you having a merchandise which people do not want to buy. That is where Manu is right now. Eh?
mm.
Things are hard. Things are hard for them. So it's really going to be a crazy time for them. It's really going to be a crazy time for them. I don't know how they are going to do it, but it's going to be a hard time for them.
Speaking of strikers, because of course Fabrizio said that they will be looking to buy a new striker in the next few
Mm.
weeks. But
Yes.
then, when you look at the market, there
Yeah.
are not so many strikers that are available, top strikers
Yeah.
that are available and
Mm.
willing play for a
Yes.
club that's not playing in Europe.
In
So,
Europe. Yeah.
first of all, they won't get. Uh, Let me name the top names that are on the market. Of course,
Yes.
Yopes is heading to Arsenal. Ekitike is looking to be heading to Liverpool. Benjamin Sesko won't join United because, first of
Mm.
all, fee is too high, and
Yeah.
secondly, he wants to play in Champions League, and that's
Champions
what
League. Yeah.
the offers of Saudi clubs. Then
Yeah.
Oshimen is likely to really sign on a permanent with
With
Galatasaray.
Galatasaray. Okay.
Yeah. So meaning there are not so many options. I think the only good option that is on the market is Dusan Vlahovic. That is one of the strikers I rate so much because
Mm.
technically gifted, good at
Mm.
set pieces. He doesn't score so many goals, but simply because of the system. We all know how Juventus plays really, and for the
Mm.
last 4 5 years, they have had coaches that are so negative in the way they set up. So you don't
Mm.
expect both strikers to have the liberty of scoring so many goals. So that is
Mm.
why he has struggled a lot.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
really watch Dusan Vlahovic and
Mm.
these other guys. Vlahovic is way better
Yeah.
than Ekitike. Is better than
Mm.
Ekitike. People that have watched Vlahovic play. So I think
Mm.
if United can land him, that would be also a
Mm.
good addition. So if you have Vlahovic,
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
and Mbuemo in the team, then
Mm.
plus the captain Bruno Fernandes, you're
Mm.
guaranteed to at least score enough goals.
Yeah.
But of course, that will
Yeah.
depend on the player if he's
How
willing
much? How
in the
much?
club.
How his contract currently is for how long?
I'm not sure, but Juventus are willing to let him go.
Mm.
I think he was told he's not in the plans of the club for next season, so
Mm.
he was told to look for a club. So he's willing to move. But the question is he willing
Mm.
to join United? That will be the big question. Because there is liking the player and also the player don't liking you back. So United
Yeah.
looking for a striker, it's going to be quite tricky. And you don't
Yeah.
really want to end up with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. The fan base will go
He
nuts.
he he actually has one. He actually has 1 year left on his contract, and
Mm,
according to the news here, his agent requested Juventus to terminate the deal
mm.
with 10 million euros as the package.
In compensation.
But the club, but the club rejected it.
Mm.
I believe that he's actually a player that you can get on a cheap. Now,
Very cheap, yeah.
uh,
Around
for
30K
me,
maybe.
the only justification I would see for Liverpool going for Ekitike and not probably someone like that is probably because Ekitike is younger.
Mm.
But I wouldn't mind actually going for someone like that on a cheap.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
And he can score goals. Very good in the
Yeah.
air. And technically, Dusan is good.
So
Dusan
if
is
you're
good.
selling,
If I
if you're
really
selling,
watch Serie A, I rate
mm,
I rate him. I rate him highly.
mm,
He's far better than most of these high-priced strikers we have on the market. Far better.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
man, as you said, Ekitike is going to be a risk signing. On that price,
yeah,
going to be a risk signing, man. But have
yeah.
you realized that these players that sign on big money, if they come in a team that is really playing so well, there's the way their price tag tends to be overshadowed by the performances of the team. So I feel that is what's going to happen with Ekitike. He will come in, Salah will score goals, and everyone will forget about Ekitike.
I hope so. I hope so. Because I'm hoping that possibly Slot can do something to develop him. Because I
Mm,
believe actually Slot can develop players. I believe
yeah,
he has at least something technical about
he's
him.
a good
So I believe
manager.
yeah, I believe if you can probably give him some time to develop the
Mm.
guy, but putting him under pressure, man, it's really going to be a tall order.
Because the
It will be
thing is,
really
Oscar,
high.
those two guys, Ekitike and Florian Wirtz, they will have to pray that Salah maintains his scoring form. Because
Mm,
if he doesn't retain that form, the pressure is going to
mm,
shift to them to perform, to deliver.
mm.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
because of the
but
price tag.
speaking of delivering, actually, Manu's needs seem to be also a bit overshadowed by the prices of the that they are actually paying for these players. Because
Yeah.
when you look at probably the wing, someone may say really is the wing like really a need. But for me, I look at the wing and the forward line as in general, thinking that they're actually thinking of what the offensive side of things. If I would
Mm,
look at Manu, I would say one of their needs are actually more of a goal, the midfield, and then a striker.
yeah.
After bringing in these two guys, I believe their wings are covered. But it's really a tricky thing in that they may also have the challenge of trying to impress, given the kind of money that they have come at. You get it? But I think
Mm,
possibly people might forgive them because we have seen so many players really flopping at United. So possibly they may not have a lot of that pressure. It might, and I believe that actually being in only EPL and not being in any European league is actually going to be
yeah.
an advantage to Man U. I I know I'm a rival fan, but as someone who will analyze football, I would think that it would be with the best gift for Amorim to actually be able to utilize this opportunity. If you can't utilize the opportunity of being out of out of Europe, man, I mean, it will really be sad. It will really be sad. He
You
really needs
really
to
want
utilize this
to have a
opportunity.
good season because they're out of Europe.
Yes, yes, he
Remember,
needs to.
remember, Arsenal had a similar season. They didn't have Champions League, Europa Conference, nothing,
Mm, mm,
and they failed to qualify. They finished fifth.
ah, I mean, that would be sad. No, but given that Man U finished 14th, what I would think would actually be them finishing in a Europa position or Champions League.
Mm,
Even Europa position, I believe it will be a good thing, but at least their fans need to see some progress. Their fans need to see some structure coming in. They need to see some growth. They need to see that the player that they have brought in, this player has actually owned the position, and all the player needs is probably, let's say we just need another DM, or we just need a keeper to help us keep the goals out of the net. You get it? But if
mm,
you're still in a situation whereby Bruno is the one who is bailing you out every week, every week, every week, it will be sad. It will be sad. And for me, there is no way I will not put the blame on Amorim's feet. It will be on Amorim because if he doesn't have Europe to actually contend with, he
mm.
has enough time during the week to actually get his players ready. I've seen, by the way, coaches do that. I've seen the Spurs coach doing it, where the man has an entire week to play, to get ready, and when the guy comes on the weekend, you clearly see that these boys have rested. You clearly see it. It's only when they play teams that are probably technically or just better than them, and they actually
Mm.
get beaten. So for me, there is no excuse. Amorim has no excuse right now. No one is demanding a trophy from him. If he wins the Carabao Cup, one FA Cup, I mean, I know some Man U fans will be back there and saying, "What is this guy saying? What do you mean we don't want a trophy?" No, guys, you don't start building a tree from the top. You start from the ground. So right now, Manu is on the roots. Manu is
Well,
on the roots.
speaking
You
of
get?
new signings, don't you think they will
Yes.
need to buy a new keeper? Because apparently Onana is out for several months.
It will be a surprise. It's a need, but it will
Mm.
be a shocker if they actually buy a keeper. It
Is
will
the
be a
current
shocker.
man really good enough to start
No,
in the league?
no, he's not. He's
And that's
not.
that is the keeper they have. That is their second choice.
This is my view would be they
Mm.
need to work so hard and get a loan deal.
From who?
They need to work so hard.
For who actually?
Bournemouth has, you see, by the way, I believe Neto is actually better than all those options they have.
Ah, Oscar. Neto is not good enough. He's not.
Okay, okay.
He's not good
Okay,
enough.
okay, okay. I just gave him as an example, but what I'm saying
Okay,
is
let them go
there
for.
are.
But Musso has just signed a new contract at Atalanta. He's one of those good keepers in Serie A. But
Hmm,
well, I don't see so many options out there for goalkeepers. I mean, Garcia
I
went to
understand.
Barcelona, not so.
Did he?
I think he signed. He
I,
signed because Arsenal
I've
wanted.
not. I've not been. I've not been following. I've not been
He
following
went he
him.
signed with Barcelona, so and maybe they can go ask Inter Milan for Soma. You give them a 5M and he comes on a short-term contract.
I mean, those are the options of going for a player probably who has one what on their 1 year on their contract, or maybe a player who's out of contract who is good enough.
Mm.
But
Ramsdale,
honestly,
Ramsdale
going
can actually do a job at United, even though he has
yeah,
that character, that mad character also. But he's actually a good keeper. If you can really
no,
contain him and he has his mind in one place, he can do a job.
no. The Ramsdale's issue is playing is the same issue that the Gea had. Are you going to
Mm.
force him to play the ball?
He's not.
Are
He's
you
not
going
the
to force
worst
him to play the
keeper.
ball?
He's not the worst keeper
That
in
that
build up.
yes, yes. But the fact is, what
Mm.
exposed the Gea. It was simply just the ball on his feet. But I mean,
Mm.
you're rating a keeper. It's just like when you look at Ederson and then you're telling me he's a world class keeper, but yet 60% of his what makes him the keeper that Man
He's
City wants is
very
because of
lazy.
his feet. You get
Mm.
put him in an average team and goalkeeping becomes an issue. You get so
And he
for me,
makes
I
a lot
think
of
just
mistakes,
like
by the way.
just like the gear, just like
He's
the
one
gear,
of those
me I
keepers.
believe.
I don't know if we share the same view on Ederson, but man, he makes high profile mistakes quite a lot.
Hmm.
Quite.
No, my issue, he's not really a bad keeper, but
Mm.
I believe that the hype is high on him
Gets on
because
his
me,
mind.
I believe that what makes him even be put in the conversation of good keepers is
Mm.
basically his abilities with the ball, not
Yeah.
necessarily his goalkeeping. Yeah, it's not
Mm.
necessarily his goalkeeping. It is his abilities with the ball at his feet. But for me,
Yeah.
basically, I look at what your basic real what your basic what is. So that's why for me, I personally would rate a player who is like the gear, of which I believe Ramsdale. Ramsdale is not like the gear, but at least his goalkeeping isn't bad. So if they can get maybe
Mm.
Ramsdale maybe alone, I believe that can probably work. A player in that
You can also
because I
invoke
mean,
Everton for Pickford.
my friend Pitbull is one for sale. Pickford, they will have
And
to
what
buy
about
him
Emi Martinez?
outrightly.
Links have
Eh?
been there, by the way, about Emi
They didn't.
Martinez.
They don't have the money. They didn't have the money.
He's
Let me
asking
tell you
for
something.
yeah.
Manu, if they had the money, there is no way Onana would be their starting goalkeeper this season. If they
Mm.
had the money, the issue is they are stuck with a lot of dead wood. You get?
Mm.
They are stuck with a lot of dead wood, and they have to make the dead wood work. They
Yeah.
cannot release the players. They can't release the player. And then the replacements for it's actually even worse. How can replacements of a keeper who is like like Onana really be worse than him? I mean, come on, you make the guy look like a superstar. So if the replacements are worse,
But
then
honestly, he was coming on back on a very good season with Inter Milan, Champions League finalists, team of the season, best keeper in Serie A. Then Manchester United happened.
I believe it had a lot to do with his defense. You know, there are those keepers who are really very good when they have a good defense.
Exactly. I know he has questions on his goalkeeping, but he's way too exposed, man. United concedes a lot of XG against them
Mm,
every game, man. You can't be conceding around 2 point something XG every game. That is too
mm,
much. Your keeper is taking
yeah,
too many shots. You get it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel they have decent centre backs, but
Mm.
it all comes down to the system also the coach plays. Clearly,
He,
those
he,
players can't play that system, but the guy is arrogantly insisting on playing the same system. But that will get him fired. Trust me,
a
it will
three four
get.
three
Hmm?
because that is his a 3-4-3 because 3-4-3 is his preferred system.
Yeah, but these players can't play it. They cannot.
Well, that is why it still takes me back to what I was saying. If without European football this season, if
Yeah,
Amorim fails to produce, then
I
the blame
predict
is on him.
to eat Christmas with United. By Christmas, Amram will be fired. I'm telling
But
you.
you're predicted more than one coach being fired. So I don't know. Is everyone going to be fired?
Him and Alonso. Him and Alonso. I
Yes,
have my money on them.
they are not eating. They are not having Christmas at their current clubs.
Yeah, for various reasons, man. Obvious reasons.
Uh,
Amrim, he has the arrogancy of Spanish coaches. Eh?
mm,
That is
mm.
one of the reason is he won't last long at United. He first of all he has refused to change his system, and
Yeah.
secondly,
Mm,
just kill your ego, integrate Rashford in your lineup, and move on.
mm,
Because first of all he's not getting a club, and I heard that Rashford is willing to wait for him to get fired. And if you're Rashford, chances are
mm.
that you'll stay at the club than uh, Amram.
Longer than Amorim.
Yes, chances are. And it works. It works all the time, by the way. You have seen so many beef between the player and the coaches. Trust me, it's always the coach that leaves the player at the club. It always
But
plays out that way.
can't Rashford ask for another loan deal, or he's willing to play with the under 20s, under 19s, those young kids until the guy is fired. I
His
think he needs to
issue
keep his
is
business up.
the salary man is not willing to cut down his wages. That is the only
Mm.
problem. Otherwise, come on.
No, but even a loan deal,
Premier
even a
League
loan
team
deal.
yandiyagadde okumusigaza naye tayagala sala musaala.
Mm.
Because
Anti
club
naye bonna tebagala
kirabu
sala
nyingi
ekisaala
eziri mu
because
liigi zi Sunderland zazze
mm,
zeetaaga abasambi ziri mu kusayininga singa babadde bakkiriza nti I just want playing time, World Cup is coming,
mm,
asobola okufuna club, osobola okujoininga club
mm,
yonna naye omusaala abazannyi ba Manu
mm.
bagala ssente. So ndowooza abamu
That is
baliwo okutuula contract ziggweko balyoke batambule
eh,
Saudi. But on the other
Evia
hand,
Jones, yes.
oba
Mm,
oyagala kusamba mu World Cup, akasente osooka
mm,
n'okaleka n'ofuna playing time.
yes,
World Cup
that's
is
true.
moving, and if you're not playing, tebagenda kuyita.
Mm, yeah,
So
it's true.
Rashford,
True,
it's
very true.
just his career, it's going on that route. Naye, man, he's a good player who needs to be on the pitch, but really a lot has happened behind the scenes, off the field.
mm,
He just needs to leave United. United is a toxic place for him. He needs to.
yeah, I believe the changing environment will jamuyamba. Yamuyamba so much. Yamuyamba so much. Waba ayagala kusigala in Europe in particular, he really needs to think. Kubanga clubs ezisobola omutwala, they actually don't need him. Webuzibu. Kubanga
Yes.
teams nga maybe Barcelona, Real Madrid, esooka okusasula omusaala ogwo. PSG, Anazambawa. Those are the clubs that can put it. Yes. So ekizibu nabyo kiri nti if he can actually think of himself, think of his career. Simanyi kati emyaka aweza asatu.
No, tanaba.
What another? He still has time. He still has
Yes,
time.
a good age on
So,
him.
naye wafuna
Barcelona teyagala
asobola.
erina priority target yaayo. Barcelona
Mm,
eyagala Luis Diaz. That's the prime target.
mm. Abo
Era
nabo tebalina
bakyali
ssente nno.
hmm?
Mm. Abo nabo tebalina ssente.
Diaz ejja kwendika up ng'egezze Rashford naye tebannaba kulaga interest.
Yeah, anti naye kati anti ekya Diaz ssente nazo that's a big problem for them kubanga bakyali ku mabanja unless bajja mufuna on loan, I mean on like a kubanja, like they get the money from someone, then they just start paying that
Tejja
person the
kukola
players.
deal. Ejja
Ati kyeŋŋamba.
Liverpool rather sells to Bayern eyajja with 65.
Eh,
Barcelona of course Barcelona era si ani how do I call it? Si yali favorite okulandinga Diaz. So meaning Bayern is likely to get Diaz than Barcelona. So eventually I think Rashford will end up with Barcelona because both Barcelona and Rashford are all desperate and broke.
so let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and
So well, United byebyo amawulire ge gagali mu kutambula ku ttiimu yammwe musayininze Mbuemo okuva mu Brentford. We hope abakolera ndowooza
see.
mutwe yasayininga n'abantu abalala. So Mbuemo, Kunya n'omupala yali erinnya
Diego
eryannemukwata so
Leon.
far
Diego Leon.
Leon. So the signings zammwe so far ze mwakakola. Nga tuvudde ku United, I think tukonye ku United, tukonye ku Liverpool, tukonye ku Arsenal. Deal ya Gyökeres tennaba kubeera announced, Madueke tannaba kubeera announced. Ezo deal zikyali awo, tetumanyi kigenda mu maaso. Pre-season etandika wiiki ejja. Tetumanyi weekend, we don't know. But currently, everything is at Arsenal. We don't know what is going on.
You know, I actually thought about the Gyökeres deal. I'm telling you, there is news I read, and it got me laughing because so this news says that about two main issues, two main elements of the Gyökeres deal is done, but there is one or two areas that is not yet done that they are still working on. But as things stand right now, Arsenal is actually also thinking of alternatives. They were not some alternatives. Negamba, Yagami alternatives. Kati ulida. Listen to the alternatives. So it says that Nicholas Jackson and Ollie Watkins. And I'm saying, in my mind, I'm thinking, if this becomes reality for Arsenal fans, these guys are going to go on strike. These guys are going to go on strike because it will be so unprecedented. I mean, how do you have Joker? By the way, let me tell you something. Arsenal getting Joker is at 55 million. It's not because Arsenal have bargained well. It's because Joker has closed the door to everyone.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if Jokeres had opened the door to everyone, I can assure you we will be talking about levels of like 90, 80, 100 million right now. You
It would
get,
be
of
gone
which that
already.
one most
It would be
likely,
signed already.
yeah,
Trust me.
yeah, most likely Arsenal would actually not have even signed him. You get, But
Also,
just saying.
I hope those rumors are not true. I don't need Nicholas Jackson at Arsenal. I I swear,
Yes.
for my mental health, I pray I pray to Lord, please.
Eh,
I want
eh,
Nick. I already have Noni Madueke, Kai Havertz, then Nicholas Jackson.
bro,
I swear I will lose it. I will lose it. Arsenal, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'm
man.
serious. If they do that, if they pull it off,
Yeah.
the
Mm.
fan base is going into a whole meltdown. I'm telling you, it's
It,
going
it,
to
it will, and you know,
happen.
I trust Arsenal fans that are going on a meltdown. So when I read that news, in my mind I was like, this will be a highlight reel. Eh? This will be, it will break the internet because such news, such
Crazy.
news, that's crazy to even think about it. It's even
It's
crazy,
crazy.
you know,
Honestly, it's crazy.
that's
They need
crazy.
to just get it done. Just sign
Mm,
Yokorez, announce him,
yeah.
move on. We
Mm.
move on to another player because we need to also
And you
sign
know,
Eze ASAP.
And you know, if the weekend gets done and we are still not having the Jokeres, here we go. Eh? My friend, it will actually make that thing of alternatives actually get louder.
I'll
And if
start
the
getting
alternatives are Jackson,
mm, I'll start getting
if the alternatives are people like Jackson, yeah,
because honestly they need to announce him this weekend because preseason is starting next
mm,
week. So he has to join the
hmm,
camp this weekend.
yeah,
He has to
yeah,
travel to Singapore.
yeah,
So if they
the
can't
earlier the better.
announce it this weekend, then there is serious
Mm,
issue. I'm telling you. But
yeah,
I'm very hopeful that it's going to get done. I mean, the agent is in the country. Yoko has also traveled
mm,
to London. I hope,
mm.
I pray, I really pray that it doesn't really go left. I'm praying. I don't want
But
Nicholas.
I believe
I saw that Chelsea really value Jackson at 100M. Like, who's going to pay you 100 million for Nicholas Jackson?
what
Chelsea is
that's
just
crazy.
out there
So.
trying to scam people, yeah? 100 million for Nicholas Jackson. Are you really taking a piece?
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah,
That's
serious,
just crazy. That's just
serious.
crazy.
Can you
Yeah.
pay 100 for Jackson if he's available?
Wait.
If they
No, no.
if Chelsea offers Jackson to Liverpool, let's say.
A loan deal and the Chelsea is paying his salary maybe, but buying him at even 50 million, man, that is not worth it. We already have Nunez. Nunez is enough. We already have Nunez.
But seriously,
Yeah.
I think Jackson can end up at United. I reckon.
Um. I think if it, I think also a bit of I think for most of these players, the pressure of playing at certain
Mm,
clubs, I think, gets to them. Manu is a high-profile club. I agree. Manu fans, please don't get on me when I say this. Manu is a high-profile club, but as things stand right now, the same way Arsenal humbled themselves and allowed that they were bad and decided to build from the ground up with
mm,
Arteta, they need to allow that they are bad and start building. Nicholas Jackson may not be the striker for the foreseeable future, but this is a striker who can actually do the job. If they can
mm,
hammer themselves on going for, because I believe that he's actually a better option than this English guy that they were talking about. That Alan Paggi was saying is a very good striker. That
Dominic
injury prone guy.
Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin. No, no, no. That's a very injury prone guy. And first of all, you're going to be paying a lot of money to the guy to actually sit on the bench, like the way Arsenal is paying a lot of money for Gabriel Jesus. You get. So
Yeah.
if Manu's management, for which
Mm,
I really question some of their decisions. I really question some of their decisions. But if the Manu management can decide and accept that we need to start from the ground up, I believe they can actually what do a good job. You know,
mm.
I believe they can do a good job. Yes, he can be like an interim player as the team improves. They actually keep because Manu is a my you guys how Manu keeps attracting. players even when they are this bad is beyond me. Just made me conclude that Manu is a huge brand. Accept it, it's a huge brand, and for them as fans, they need to allow that our players are not that good. So let's build from ground up. And every season, every time a player, I mean, we improve, we attract a player, as in having a plan. You get it? Having a plan. We attract a player, we attract a player. And slowly by slowly, the club will actually get back to its glorious days of winning trophies.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't be going for 100 million players right now. No, that should not even be a thought right now.
Well, um, I think we have covered most of the clubs. I've just seen Madreke has just said goodbye to Chelsea.
I told
Yeah,
you. I told you. I told you that one is done.
uh, uh, produced a statement about, yeah, people. You guys will read it. So meaning officially now is a national player.
Yeah.
But it's not Madreke that we want to hear. It's we want to see this guy.
Yeah.
What
You
Gyökeres.
might say Jackson is
Yeah, I want to make a special video when he asks,
eh?
announces Gyökeres. I want to make a special video for Victor.
We
I
shall be
have
here. We shall be here.
man,
We shall be
I
here.
have
Yeah.
very high hopes in Victor Gyökeres producing goals
Mm.
at, yeah. I like his attitude,
Mm.
his mentality, and the fact that he wants to play for us. I
Mm.
already is one of my favorite. I'm a fan favorite. He's a fan favorite already for the fact that he wants to.
Definitely.
Mm,
And I expect him to I expect him to produce. I expect him to
mm,
produce. The only for me the only thing is Ateta. I'm not sure
mm.
because I believe if Arsenal doesn't win the trophy this season, and when I said trophy, I don't mean FA, I don't mean Carling.
He
Just
needs to
to make
win.
Arsenal
He needs
fans
to win
get
a
me
major.
correct, you
Definitely,
need
you
to
need.
win a major. When we're talking
Mm,
of major, there are only two majors: EPL and UCL. Those are the only two majors. If you're talking
yes.
about Carabao Cup, for us, we only know two majors. I only know two majors. So if Arsenal doesn't win any of those two majors, I assure you, it will be down to Arteta. And for
Mm,
me, that's the one guy that makes me be unsure. Even though Arsenal gets Joker, that's the one guy that makes me be unsure of Arsenal actually winning. But if you're talking about players, I mean, Arsenal has all the players to win. But
mm.
the one
We have
person
the
that makes
squad.
me be uncertain
Definitely,
about
we have
Arsenal
the
winning.
squad. I told you we need
Yeah.
we need we need we need a different coach. For the simple fact that Arteta is not a winner, man. He's a young coach. I rate him as a manager. I know he's technically good and all stuff, but we need someone who knows how to win, someone with pedigree, serial winners. And I
Let
don't think
let's
Arteta
see.
will be the person to help us cross the line. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens
Oscar,
this season.
Oscar, you can get Rodrigo and Eze for Arteta, and he will still don't win the league for Arsenal. I'm telling you, he
Oh,
just doesn't
if it that's why I'm saying with that
Mm,
squad the way it is assembled even right now as we talk, if we include
mm.
a Joker as part of the squad right now, definitely he has no excuse. You can't tell me that Man City is too good or Liverpool is no. You've been around for long. You have a better midfield.
And
Guys,
maybe the
let's not even mix words here. Arsenal has a
maybe
better midfield than Liverpool. It has a better midfield than this. That one I can debate anyone on that. I can
maybe
debate
the
it. The
excuse will
only
be that he wanted Sesko rather than Gyökeres.
well, I expect that to also be an issue, be an excuse. I expect that to be an excuse, especially
Yeah.
from fans who are his fans, guys who the Eagles of this world who are diehard Arteta fans.
Mm.
If he can't win this season,
He,
nah,
he has to
you
go.
guys will never win.
He has to go, man.
Yeah, he will have to. He
I
will have
didn't
to.
I
But which
wanted him to go
I
in the
highly doubt.
But the problem is we have so many fans that are emotionally attached to this guy. For some reasons, they think that there's no other coach in this world that can really take us forward. I don't know why. I mean, Ateta was just a second in
Mm,
command at
mm,
City. But fans at Arsenal feel that, man, it's the end of the world if we sack this guy, man. Come on. There are so many better coaches out there that can win
mm.
Arsenal. Is But Arsenal fans are too emotional. They don't want to listen to that. Well, the season will tell. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah.
They have signed players for him, so he has to deliver. He has to. Well, I would like
The
to say
project has got
send my greetings to Obo. He's on watching. Obo Rogers. Thank
Rogers.
you, my guy. Yeah, he's a United fan. He's not having the best of times.
Humble yourselves. Humble yourselves, man.
And
You
man,
humble yourselves
that is the
and
pain of
start from the ground
transition.
up. Yes, humble yourselves and start from the ground up. Everything will be fine. You're not going to buy success. You have to build it. You have to build it for the long haul. But
uh,
buying it at 100 million, I mean, it has been proven over time. You know, buying the Anthony's of 90, buying this of 100, buying this of, you get it. Over
yeah,
time, you end up finding yourself spending a lot of money and there's no, there's no return. So it is best build from the ground up. What do you have now? Build with
I,
what you have
I
and
saw
just adding
someone
slowly by slowly.
trolling Man United on Twitter, and he
Mm,
put some, and he actually quoted David Onstein. Of course, Onstein didn't report this, but the guy was reporting that Sir Jim said that United players will have to wash their jerseys after training, no swapping, just to cut on the cost of purchasing new jerseys. And guys that are so good at fetching engagements on their posts.
yeah. Oh my. Oh
And
my. Oh
United,
my.
actually, some United fans fell for it and they thought it's
Mm.
right. But nah, the club that can't go that low. I mean, we are speaking
Look.
about United, one of the biggest
Yeah.
clubs in the world. So it
Yeah.
was quite funny. Yeah.
But props to them. Props to them. This new signing. This is a big deal we go for them.
Mbuemo.
I really commend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mbuemo, I
Mbuemo
feel
is
that
is
is a
a
good
top notch striking. Is a top notch buy for them. Top notch. Top
yeah,
notch.
he's a good player.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, I think we are going to wind up, but before we wind up, Xavi Simons is leaving Leipzig this season. So
Oh.
apparently he's available, and Chelsea and Arsenal are one of the guys that are looking at him, at his situation.
Mm,
So tell me, you've watched Simons for quite some time now, Champions League.
mm, mm,
He's a
mm.
decent player. How do
Yes,
you think
he's a
he's
decent.
in Premier League?
It's his development has really been great. I commend him for making that decision to actually move and come to Leipzig to actually get playing time. He actually proved that there's a player in him. Uh,
Mm,
his season, the previous season before this one that just got done, was really like a breakthrough season for him at the top
mm,
level. This season wasn't really that didn't have so many highlight reels, but I believe that he's a player that to be looked at. He's a player that can add a lot of value. A club like you know Ar- Arsenal has a lot of players in their midfield. I mean, they will have to sell
and
some
he
players
can be
now.
a backup for Odegaard,
Yes,
and I feel he can offer something more. I mean, he's a goal
yes,
threat. He's
yes,
technically good. He can be a good
yes.
counterpart for Odegaard. I feel maybe he's
He-
considered one of the targets because
mm.
Arsenal feel they can fail to land Eze maybe. And
But he
Simon,
doesn't play on that wing that they want him for.
yeah, well, I feel he's a playmaker, right? Isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's a playmaker. I'm just trying to get his stats here.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get his stats here just to throw them
I feel
around.
it can be a good cover up for our captain, who had
Okay.
a very horrible season last year. Terrible.
Yeah. Okay. for a player in that position, we really not necessarily consider his goals, but
Mm.
maybe his assists.
Yeah.
His assists were not really that big though. This past season, he had only
How is
10.
his
I mean, he had
chance
only
creation?
his what?
Chance creation.
His chance creation.
Mm.
Let me just confirm it here. Okay, let me just make it a bit detailed. Sorry. Um, his chance creation is actually good.
Mm.
Now, if I might just take you back, his assists, he had 13 the previous season out
Better
of
than
the
10.
games that he played. Out of the games that he played, he had 13 assists
Mm.
in the league. And for me, I'm thinking probably also the players that you play with have a lot to do with how you actually produce. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that if you're looking at him as a replacement, like a sub or someone to give Odegaard a run for his money, I think it would be
Mm.
a very good option. It would be a
Yeah.
very good
I don't think
option.
they'll be
You know,
expensive.
I don't know if it also depends on the contract. You know, most of these things depend on the contract. They
Mm.
depend a lot on the contract. They depend a lot on the players agent also. Yeah,
Mm.
let me just see how long his contract is.
I think it's
So his
ending.
contract is ending next year.
Mm.
No, it's ending in 2027. So I'm thinking by the time this season gets done, he will have only 1 year left on his contract. So possibly
Mm.
it will be less. So right now as we speak, the deal is about 75 million euros. So I'm
Mm.
thinking
That's a bit
you'll
high.
be talking of around, yeah.
55.
So possibly depending on how he performs also this season, you'll be
Mm.
looking at maybe tops 55, maybe at the lowest, maybe a 50 or 40, 45. If you
Yeah.
can really bargain well, maybe you can make a 50 plus
Mm.
a 45, maybe plus add-ons to come to maybe about 50 or 55, something
Yeah.
like that.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think it can be a good deal if buying him next season. It would be a good deal. It would not be a bad deal as someone to sit in that position. Yeah.
Mm. That is one of the players that I can't really moan about if he maybe gets to sign with us. He's a
Mm.
good player. Well,
Yeah.
another surprising transfer. Ademola Lookman is heading to Inter Milan for only 40 million. Yeah, 40 million. After all those
Is
two
that
good years at
is
Atalanta.
Atlanta broke or what?
Well, I don't understand. I think Lookman wanted to level up, man. He wanted that. Mm.
Okay.
But I'm pretty surprised, man. No Premier League club really went for Lookman. What
You know,
is it
there is
because
something about his.
I don't understand. I feel it's
I think it's
better than
because
Eden. We are speaking
I think it's
about
because
Europa League final MVP. Guy gave us one of the best ever cup final performances I've ever watched. That hat trick
man that
uh,
it
Leverkusen,
was those
mad.
guys they it's like they put their legs on the throat of Leverkusen. Leverkusen could not breathe, man.
So
Leverkusen could not breathe, man.
he's going for
Yeah,
only.
he has been offered a 5 year deal. He has been
Mm.
offered a 5 year deal.
They have
Uh,
agreed already on personal terms, right?
yes, they have already. But you see, for him going for that money, you look at also what his contract was at Atlanta. Because
Mm.
I don't think Atlanta would release one of their main players
Is their
for
best.
therefore. Yes, so I don't think they would just release him on without really having what having
Mm.
access to the market and seeing that actually the player is going for the amount of money that he needs to go for. So yeah,
Mm.
he's going for that amount and his release clause was bought for 44.5. Yeah, so I think that is a good buy for Inter Milan.
It is.
But I think Inter Milan needs to really improve their defense and midfield because I think they have the strikers, but that defense and midfield needs to be improved.
They are aging.
Yes, yeah, they are, and they were really exposed.
So look man, agenda
Yeah.
ku Inter Milan ezimu ku signings ziri shocking naye kyewuunyisa mbadde musuubira okubanga ajja kukomawo mu Premier League. Simanyi lwaki Premier League clubs tezaamuconsiderinze. Well, Ethan Nwaneri yasayininze endagaano. We can now relax.
Hey. Yakasigninga kubanga by the time I came on air, I was hearing what you are discussing. Yasigning. Okay.
Arsenal fans can now relax. Ethan Nwaneri has signed a new deal with Arsenal. Gezaako kulaba wano maybe another topic we have missed. Naye ndowooza ezisinga tuzikoonyeeko, Mbuemo tumwogeddeko. Mpozi nandi nyala kubuuza ku Sunderland. The way they are doing their business, pretty smart. I feel they are signing decent players that can really fight for relegation. Neewuunya engeri gye basayiningamu Ronaldo kumujja ku Atletico. Deal naye yasayiningamu eyo. Ronaldo ali solid. Abamulabeko ku Atletico mumanyi Mozambique. Guy Mozambique naye is solid. You know how Diego Simeone's players are very solid, very aggressive. I think agenda fitting bulungi nnyo mu Premier League.
Ate otunuulira their signings, signings are a mixture of Sambi from other leagues, never mixing them also like Premier League proven players.
Yeah.
Which actually is really a good thing. Kubanga Chibaya. Another good one, he's inconsistent. Then David Adalanga on Adingra is actually a good signing.
Very good. I rate Adingra so much. Tafunye nnyo mukisa Brighton bambi badde bamukuba nnyo entebe naye nga musambi mulungi.
Ronaldo.
Ekikira game gye yasamba ku Anfield eyo yali abasse.
Adingra is really a good signing. Naye Ronaldo abadde ku free.
Tebabasedde.
Tebabasedde era. Naye Ronaldo was on a free. Ronaldo yazze on a free. Kati tujja kulaba Habib Diarra kyagenda leeta embeera gyagenda kuteekawo.
Nja kwagala okugiraba nja Sunderland empira gyayo nja giraba. I think ejja kuwa abantu games enzibu.
Kituufu, and you clearly see they want to stay up. Simanyi oba batandika nani? Let me see. But they are starting with
amaanyi nnyo. Bajja kufunayo akabonero first game.
I'm not yet sure what team they are starting with. Naye, but they have really signed good players. They have signed players that will actually add value to them. They are players that will actually help them. Coach waabwe simumanyi. Coach waabwe yani. Let me just confirm. Confirming wano coach waabwe. Manyi bano nabo balina amannya agali erinnya lino Regis Lebris gonkyayaka Mufaransa ono. Yes, Regis Lebris coach waabwe kyayaka Mufaransa. Yeah.
Katubalinde. Okujjako nawo kyobadde oyagala okukoonako awo naye ndowooza ndaba ebisinga tubikoonyeeko biweddeyo.
Amawulire
mu kukutuka kati ssaawa zino nga tuvaako ndowooza enkya wajja kubeerayo ziyawe go nnyingi.
Anti tulienze, of course, while you're here, we go remove the tulienze, like anticipating, or
I think
tugenda
late
bulira here, we go,
line.
tugenda bulira here, we go Nicholas Jackson, oba tugenda bulira here, we go Yokeres. Toseka, toseka, mwalimu
Why
Abaseno,
sorry?
oyinza olwati byakusaagana, oba tugenda, then waliwo,
Atakinkola bannange Jackson ojja
then
kukiraba.
of course, nsubira the way Liverpool moves, nsubira nti bwe bateekayo bid eya Ekitike, gundi
Mm,
nekkiriza. uh, uh, Kale kanjogere ekisembayo ku Ekitike. The
mm.
fact that tebanateekayo bid, I'm hoping nti eno nayo stands, or maybe bagezaako kusaawa embeera to make Newcastle be like omanyi, nedda ffe katutwale omusambi oyo, then
But
mwe mujje
yeah,
mukole ki.
yeah, nabadde njala kugamba nti deal ya Isaac tenaba kubeera completely off as people think. We might actually
And
have a
the
shock.
fact And the fact that omusambi kennyini tavuddeyo n'agamba bw'agasigala, it means that the door is actually open.
Yeah, he's quiet.
Kitegeera?
Yeah, alinze kulaba bintu bwe
Yeah,
bitambula.
yeah, yeah. So I'm really hoping we shall instead go for Isaac instead of ne kikostinga 120 oba 150.
Well,
The fact
Madueke
nti omusajja oyo Madueke, nze nagambira Madueke is assured. Madueke, omanye, Madueke, ekizibu kya Madueke, people are looking at the price. Naye Madueke is a good understudy for Saka. Si mubi nnyo. Toseka, si mubi nnyo.
And
Madueke is not bad.
I
He's not
don't
bad
want
at
to
all.
sound, I don't want to sound negative. You know, most of the Arsenal fans call me negative, but I'm just
Mm,
honest. I'm just
mm,
honest. In your
yeah.
view, as an Arsenal fan out there, do you honestly believe Madueke is going to help Arsenal close the gap to Liverpool and City? That's a big question.
Mm. You can set
So,
a poll and you see what Arsenal fans say.
Arsenal fans, kindly leave that answer in the comment section. If you feel, what do you feel about the Madueke transfer? Even if you're not an Arsenal fan, just without banter, I need an honest opinion on the Noni Madueke. Kindly leave it in the
Mm,
comment section. I will go through the comments in our next video because we
mm,
are going to wind up really. We have had a
yeah.
long show, though it has been really fun as always. So, now good closing remarks zonazo oyagala okuwa Oscar before we close this show.
And then the challenge is I'm really looking forward to the new season and
Mm,
looking forward to see how the new signings will actually be incorporated in teams, as the signings abasambi. So team yo webe signings abasambi banji we signings some statement signing. The only
mm,
hope is that the signing really performs. So Arsenal statement signing Jebagala Yokeres, Liverpool inayo what
mm,
City nabo baba hoping anti abasambi baba baja clicking. So
mm,
Chelsea yo egula buli omu. So we keep hoping bawangudde conference bawangudde go on the Club World Cup. So
mm.
abamu bagamba they should be considered as favorites. Naye baba tournament is different from the league. So
Tournament
I
different,
think,
very
yeah,
different,
I think you
and there
you
is
need to
no
be
way Chelsea
careful.
is going to just appear out of nowhere,
Yeah, yeah.
out compete
And
Arsenal, Liverpool, and City. There is no way.
very many you see, being a tournament, there are very many conditions that actually help favor you for you to
Even
actually win a
your run,
tournament.
the teams
Even
that
your run.
on your way to the
We
final.
we 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 are not downplaying the fact that Chelsea beat PSG hands down.
Yeah, we are
How
just
Chelsea
putting
beat PSG how Chelsea beat PSG is the exact way how Aston Villa actually was supposed to have taken out PSG, but just
mm,
because Aston Villa failed to actually take advantage of its what its its chances and failed to score that one goal that would knock PSG out. But PSG, the way it is set up, it is set up in a way that any team that can play that low block with fast players at the front. nga bw'olaba ojjukira ttiimu ya Messi. That was their weakness. The weakness
Yeah.
is get the ball from them, pass, and their defense will always be vulnerable because the defense is not well set up because you're attacking them at pace. And that is how Chelsea actually destroyed them. They came with one mission, and that is
Mm.
actually what happened. So that system is vulnerable too. You cannot play their game and then you expect to actually beat them. You have to play the counter pressing game to actually beat them. So congratulations to Chelsea, but saying that they are actually the favorites to win the Premier League, I honestly don't think so. I honestly don't think so. And I
Maybe
believe I will
maybe
actually be
dark
proven right.
horse. They might be a dark horse or a team to watch out for.
Yes, and I believe they're actually a team to watch out for. In my view, I think they're a team to watch out for. They're actually going to be a mainstay in the top four. Probably I'll give them next season to actually, not this season, but next season to actually be serious contenders to actually win the Premier League. If any of their strikers clicks and actually becomes a what? A 20
Because
goal a
let's
season
not
striker.
forget, Oscar. Remember, they went in the mix for some time, and Maresca kept on downplaying. We are not competing for the title. Even the players, they didn't even believe. So it also matters. Do they believe that they can really go all the way, or they still feel that they are still in their transition period? So that is a big question also.
Mm, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
because for when
we wish them well.
you don't believe, trust me, you end up going out of it. Just like you saw
Yeah,
Nottingham Forest barrier for a long spells of the league, but eventually
yeah,
they fished out of top four because I don't think they even believed they would be third for all that time. Nah,
yeah,
they didn't really embrace it, and they lost the race. So Chelsea,
yeah.
you have good players. You've really uh, signed well, but Premier League is different. So
That system. That system.
Chelsea
How
fans,
many clubs are you going to play? How many clubs are you going to play that same kind of? Because that's football you play. It's not going to work on many clubs in one. It is going to work on clubs like maybe Man City. It's going to work on
yeah,
clubs like maybe Arsenal, maybe
mm,
Liverpool. But those are three clubs. You have 15 clubs behind you there who actually are going to be playing counter pressing against you. So the
yeah,
question is, what are you going to do? Yeah.
can
So
you handle?
that is yes, yes. So yeah,
Well,
but yeah, congratulations, Chelsea. Really, congratulations. They played well.
mm,
Yeah.
well, it's been a good show as always with Oscar. I don't know. Can we do something on Sunday? Sunday night. Is it possible?
Sunday night. Yeah. Let me give you a final answer tomorrow. Let me give you a
Mm.
final answer tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I have
tomorrow evening.
people were telling me they would like a show on a Sunday evening. So
Okay.
we hope that we can do it. Well, I will first
Oh
take
yeah.
confirmation
Very.
from. I will first of all want to thank everyone that has taken time to tune in all the way from the start. It's been a long show, almost an hour and a half, but you've taken your time and data to watch us all the way. We really appreciate the engagement has been good. I can see comments been flowing. Thank you so much. Keep on liking and viewing our videos. We have so many content. Previously, you can go and watch the previous programs we have done, and kindly know that every Friday, yeah, every Friday we have a show. It's unfortunate that we didn't have Dove today on, but I hope she will be able to join us next week. But every Friday
Yeah.
and Monday, we always have a show. The podcast
Yeah.
always live, same time, 5 p.m. Yeah. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking your time to really engage with us. We appreciate a lot, and we also aspire to upgrade our content and do better. If you have anything you want to add, in, criticize, please we are open to everything. We are not the most accurate people or the best analysis, because of the
Analyst,
lab
yeah.
them. We try to do what we can. So thank you so much
Yes.
for tuning in. I think I should let Oscar close the show today and see our next video.
Okay, thank you very much for tuning in. I have some people from Dubai that actually are also tuned in. Thank you very much. They were sending me messages saying, we are tuned in, I'm tuned in, I'm tuned in. So, yeah, thank you
That's
very
so
much for tuning in. Yeah, we shall continue trying to bring you the content and talking about your different clubs as much as we can. And
mm,
trying to, like Norman said, try to improve and also promote the podcast because we
mm,
love the sport and we love talking about it. So thank you
yeah,
very much and have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, depending on where you are in the world.
yeah. God bless you, everyone. Bye bye.
All right. All right. Bye.